What is going on, everyone? Will here. Today I'm doing a different type of video. I'm making a tutorial on how to make a cave that looks a bit like this. So I'm making a man-made cave. Well, obviously, I mean I wouldn't be making a naturally generating cave. That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to be teaching you guys the two main parts of this, which is hollowing it out and making the shape of it look natural, and then adding all the details and like small little fine things which I think make it a million times better. So, first of all, guys, I'm going to show you some other sort of things that this can turn out to look like, other things that you can do with it, things that I might not show off in this video first. So yeah, I've got this. I'm going to show you how to build this one, not block for block, just the general technique of it, and I'm going to show some other examples right about now. Okay, so I'm over on my Let's Play world now, and first of all, if you're not already watching it, definitely go and watch it. I've been having a blast, and I'm sure all of you guys who've watched it really enjoyed it. So yeah, this is another example of what it can look like. This is more of a fiery. I tried to make it look like a blacksmith. So I've got like smithing table, an anvil, all that kind of stuff, lava pits with campfires underneath, and all sorts of cool stuff like that. And you go up and down. You know, it looks great like that, to be honest. And also, yeah, so I've got this sort of thing, campfires under rugs. You can use that if you want. I should really get rid of the torch, but yeah, that like this. This is the sort of thing that you can have. Another very similar thing, basically the same, over here. You guys who've seen my Let's Play series already know about this. To hide my farm, I made a sort of little cliff here, and I terraformed above it to make the grass go up to there, so it looks more like a cliff, and I think it works really well. So yeah, guys, now we're gonna get onto the tutorial, which, as I've said, guys, is not a block-for-block tutorial on how to build the cave at the start. It is just a general tutorial on how to build nice-looking caves, and I suppose you could use the same, the second half of it, which is detailing. You could use that to make a similar cliff like this. Anyway, guys, onto the tutorial. Alright, so first of all, you're going to want to find a place like, well, I've just spawned it in here in my creative world. So, a place like this with the wall, bit of space underneath so you can do some digging, bit of space above so you can do some detailing above. And you're going to need this to start with your entrance, obviously going to be solid. You won't need as much space, I just did like a random amount. You'll probably need, you won't need too much because it's not going to be that deep, but maybe up to there if you want to be just like safe. So that's about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 15 blocks of space that way. Depending on how much you want it to go down, maybe maximum like between 5 and 10 blocks, depending on how much you want it to go down. Not even that really. But yeah, you're going to want an area like this, and the first step is to hollow out space. So I'm going to start doing that now. Okay, so guys, you're going to want to start off with not something like this necessarily, but so think about how you'd see like a Minecraft cave in the side of on the side of something, not very even, but sort of spherical almost. You might want it to be a bit bigger than that, like that. You might not be able to stand up in all of it, like, and jump, but it should be maybe this sort of shape. This is just the start of it. It's going to have depth and everything in a second, and that's probably the thing I'm going to start on now. When you're making a cave like this, you don't want it to go directly down, like, even if it's just, like, you got, like, loads of space for it, you don't want it to go down. A good way to make it look a bit more, like, realistic, almost, is you want it to go down in specific directions, so I'm going to choose for it to go down right. Then that means that you're going to need the left side to be a lot shorter generally, and this side's going to be a bit more open, so as you can see I've destroyed most of the roof here. I'm going to keep that actually, because it still needs some boundaries and not just a straight line. But yeah, you're going to want to start hollowing it out, and pretty soon into hollowing this bit out, you're going to want to start going down. So with going down, it's quite interesting. You got to create like an outline like that, basically. That should be good, to be honest. Also, when you're doing this, give it a bit more space than that. And yeah, so just because we're not using this side doesn't mean it doesn't need to be open. Like, you still need some space from it. you should roughly be keeping this much space throughout the entire cave until maybe at the end when you're closing it off. Whoops. You should probably be keeping that much space and about the same height, probably getting a little bit shorter. But yeah, you're going to want basically like that. So this is the general idea of what you want to do. You're going to have, I think since it goes down, you've got to have like that. You're going to have it a bit like that, so it goes down a bit, and it goes one direction, either right or left, or if you want, you can see if it can work going forwards, but I really wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, you just need to continue doing this and get it going in direction. You might want to keep it just going right, or you might want to have it go a bit twisted of a route, so you might want it to go right, maybe like a bit left as well, a bit right again, forwards, left. You get what I mean. So yeah, I'll come back once I finish doing this. Okay guys, so I think these are the things you're going to need. So you're going to need stone, cobblestone, andesite. You're going to need andesite slab, cobblestone slab, stone stairs, andesite stairs, cobblestone stairs, and if you want you can have gravel for the outside. Don't use gravel particularly as much on the inside, but we'll get onto that. So these are the sorts of blocks you want to use, and I'll show you just how you should generally detail with them. Around the outside, it should probably be, well, since it's like the most open place, it should probably be some of the most broken down almost, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but yeah. The general tactic you're going to be using is you're going to want to have, almost like how you have ores, right? You don't have like a massive patch of like you don't really have that, do you? You don't have a 9x9 vein of diamonds, as good as that may be, but we don't have that. We have little patches of them. So, like that, you might want to have it like that. You might have some in the ceiling, like that. And if you do stuff in the ceiling, don't be afraid to do things like that. Just small little details like that, they work really nicely. Then you're also going to want, I can't really do it with stone, but some more cobblestone, then like that. And obviously, guys, as you're going down these steps, you're going to want to have some different stairs and slabs. Obviously, because otherwise, well, not obviously, you might not want to, but it makes it all a lot smoother, in my opinion, and generally just a bit better. And, no, I do have cobblestone stairs, okay. And, so yeah, just a bit like that. So overall, it'll look a bit like this. Around the entrance, a good thing to do, lots of stairs and slabs around the entrance, not too many actually, but they do look quite nice around here. Like, you might have that and that, and then you can finish it off with like, if you want that, that's a good thing to do. All these sorts of, you know, if you really want some good details, you can connect stairs and slabs quite easily. That always looks quite good. A few other little tips and tricks just to make it walls be a bit more detailed. You can do that to create effectively a full block's worth of space, not where a full block is. You can do the same thing, if I find a space that is. I really can't find a space. You can do the same thing with stairs, just it's halfway there, so almost like a half slab worth of space. That one's quite good. You can do the same things in the floor, like that. And one of my favourite things, actually, is if it's by like a river or something, you can add a water bucket and waterlog the stairs and slabs to make it look like a little puddle or something. You can do things like that with them. And whoops, oh, how do I pick that? There we go. Things like that with them. They don't all have to be the same sorts of stairs and slabs. You can do it like, oh gosh, what's happening now? What is happening now? There we go. Okay, so you can have them of any variant, really. So you can sort of mix them and it still works, and yeah, basically just have some fun with it, really. That's what you need to do. So main tips to remember from this: use stairs and slabs mostly on the ceilings. Remember these little tips in the walls, and I got rid of that, didn't I? That, and if you want, you can have some of them. If you guys really want, you can use stone buttons, which look like pebbles. I suppose I've never really seen it particularly, but I mean, it's a bit more depth that can work quite well. Also, hiding light sources, you can do, whoops, I spelled that wrong. Carpet, oh my gosh, I can't spell. Right, let's just leave it at that. You can do carpet. It looks sort of like stone, not really, but it hides it pretty well. You can then put the light source of your choice. Don't tell me I got rid of it. Okay, good, I didn't. You can get that. You can't see the light source. It's all lit up. You can't tell I've got night vision, but yeah. Basically that. I think that's mostly it. So I'm just gonna finish and oh wait, one more thing actually. You can use walls. You can use andesite walls, and cobblestone walls, and I thought there were stone walls, but maybe not. And these work almost like, if you can do them right, they look kind of like stalactites. I think that's what they're called. You know, these things that hang from the ceilings. A bit like that, I guess. Obviously, you'd mix the materials, but yeah, a bit like that, really. I personally don't like to do this. I feel it takes up too much space. But if you've got a massive area, it can look very good as some small little extra details. And you can also use them right at the front. If I can get there. You can use them like that. Not really like that, but sort of the same thing, but on the ground. I'll just use this bit of space to show you. I built a wrong sort of space, but you can do stuff like that. That can look cool if you do it right. I've never really done it before, so I'm not a professional at that. But, you know, it can look alright if you do it right. So, yeah, have fun with all those bits, like techniques and everything. And I'll show you what this can look like once you've used all of those techniques. Or the ones that work well in certain situations. Let's go. Alright, so now I've added these bits of detail in a larger quantity. Now, the important thing for this is not to go too excessive, because you want stone to still be the primary block that you're using. You don't want to have too much cobblestone and andesite. It can really, it's just too much information. You know, like, if it's just, like, not that, that's stone, but if like, you know what I mean. If it's just cobblestone on its own isn't a nice looking block necessarily, but if you mix it with stone and andesite and even a bit of gravel here at the front, I think it works actually really quite well. A few other things, I've added puddles, like I said, and above, if I can quickly do this, yep, as you can see, there's water up there, so I've created a dripping effect, which I think looks really nice actually. And also, I've added these lanterns on fences, walls, you know what I mean, which I think looks really quite nice actually, because, well, I don't know, I just think it looks quite good. I'm not really sure what else you could do for light other than you can do these, but I think that part of the charm of this is that it actually isn't very lit up, which is actually why it's nighttime. So it's got a sort of glow. I've made it so that everything's light level 7 and above, even though I've got mobs spawning off. So that's sort of like how often you want to have lanterns, but if you're in a creative world or you've got cheats on, you can have it a bit more like that to create more of a gloomy effect, you know? I think that might look a bit better, but, you know, you might not be able to do that because it's survival. Wasn't that meant to be? Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I think that's about it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, subscribe, comment. What would you like to see next? Do you enjoy this sort of thing? Do you want me to do more of this kind of content, or do you want me to do other sorts of things? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And thank you guys so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye!